worst among teams he's faced this season. So that's why C.J. McCollum, who had 19 points in the game, but that's why C.J. McCollum really haven't been no big threat for the Pelicans because you realize they've been trying to run both guys off the three-point line and make go into other options. But the problem is New Orleans really should have won this game by at least 18, 20 points. They focus so much about running the guys off, but they're not doing the right things right, the small things. Defensive rebounding. Portland had 15 offensive rebounds, and they beat New Orleans 15-7 when it came to the offensive rebound department. That's unacceptable. You can't do that to a degree. You have to have your ducks and chickens lined up to beat a team like this. Because we easily saw what happened. When you gave them second chances, they knocked down second chance shots. That lead up to second chance points. That's taking away possessions that you could have had. So guess what? Now you're looking at the game getting closer. You was up by 15, now you're down up by 5. Just that fast because you're not handling the small things right. One thing I want to see tonight with the Pels, I want to see what New Orleans do with the role players. I think you got your first, second, and third options between Davis, Holiday, and Mirotic. But what about guys like Etuan Moore? What about guys like Darius Miller? Guys like, I want to see Jordan Crawford get more involved. I think he should get involved this game today. He's going to have a role. Because last game, Etuan Moore had 4 points. He struggled to open the playoffs. And which, to a degree, both teams came out kind of cold to start that ball game. But both of them eventually got going eventually. But I think this game going to be a lot different. Etuan Moore only had 4. You look at Darius Miller, 0. I want to see Solomon Hill at least give you a good solid 10. Darius Miller at least give you a good solid maybe 9 or 10. Etuan Moore give you a good solid 15. Those are, and Jordan Crawford come in at least give you a good solid 8. Those are productive points and productive minutes that's going to help the stars. And really, the three guys that the offense really run through between Mirotic, Holiday, and Anthony Davis is going to help out a lot for both teams. So that's something I want to see tonight, how the role player is going to really affect the game tonight. 'Cause I think that's what's going to help you get to the second round. There's going to be them 3-4 guys between Moore, Miller, Hill, and Crawford. I think they all going to have to play some big minutes and some big points and some big buckets to potentially get over to the second round because Mirotic and Davis and Holiday and Rondo being the true quarterback of the team going to be there. But Etuan Moore and all the rest of them, they're going to have to step up and bring their game to another level and to help New Orleans get over and go to the next round in the second round. So that's why I'm looking forward to see today's game because when the shots start to fall, that's what I want to know. When the shots do fall, how New Orleans is going to respond against that backcourt. I think tonight, me personally, I think that between the two of them, they're going to probably account between the 60 to 70 points tonight. I think Damian Lillard going to have a better game. I think C.J. McCollum going to try to find him to have him a great game. So I give them between 60 to 70 points tonight combined. Now, the problem is, let's just say it's a good 65 points, who's going to account for the rest of the points? Because if you just think about this, you take a 5-on-5 game and only 2 people scored and made it, and they only 65. Well, all you got to do the rest is just worry about 2 people. I think they're going to score between 60 to 65 points combined. But will the rest of the team show up tonight? If you could worry about them scoring about 60 to 65 points combined just themselves, well, you're doing something all right. But if you shut down the rest of the other role players like Alfred Camino, Evan Turner, Nurkic, Ed Davis, and guys coming off the bench, if you shutting them down and they just going to do their little scoring, you should win this game regardless because that's going to have to be the focus. But you got to continue to run them off the three-point line, make them go to a place of their game that they're not comfortable with. And I think that's what New Orleans did game 1, but they just got to do to execute things better and do it the right way tonight. And I think they should be another close ball game. I think if Portland wins, they're going to win no more about 5-6 points. New Orleans wins going to be about 5-6 points. I think this game is going to be a lot better than game 1. It's going to be a back-and-forth game tonight. That's what I think is going to happen tonight with the Pels. So I'm looking forward to see what New Orleans is going to do with that tonight. I'm looking forward. Last thing I want to talk about before I get out of here is speaking of the full cup press. like I said, y'all go listen to them boys on iTunes, man. They've been. I talked to Chris. Been nothing but full help, man. He tried to help me out. We talk. He's a big Pelican fan. I think he's located in Chicago. It's kind of weird. Big Pelican fan and a Saints fan, all the way in Chicago. So he's real cool, bro. They was talking the other day about Russell Westbrook and how what of a major accomplishment it is that he went back-to-back years with triple doubles, and to a degree it is. You know, that's something. That's a record that haven't been touched since Oscar Robertson, the great Oscar Robertson. They made a comment saying that, you know, almost to a degree, like how good he is, you know, would it be a blemish on his record, you know, if he don't win championships, I guess, to a degree. That's how I kind of took it. If I took it wrong, he probably going to tell me if I'm wrong or whatever. But that's how I took it. And I feel to a degree that even if Russell don't win a world title, I feel to a degree Russell's career still is a Hall of Fame career. Because you look at other accomplished people in other sports, and I know I hate to do this, but this is how I feel about Russell Westbrook right now. Just right now. I'm putting him in a category. I'm not even nobody in the NBA. Right now, I'm putting him in a category with Dan Marino. And what I mean by that is Dan was the man who was the gunslinger. He was doing things that in that era of football between the 80s and the 90s, that wasn't popular to be really throwing the football that much at that moment in time. And he took the NFL and he took the game to the next level where he had a record of throwing for 5,000 yards that wasn't broken until Drew Brees did it years down the line with the Saints. What I'm saying is, do we still knock Dan Marino because Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl? I don't think so, because Dan Marino is one of the greatest to play in the NFL of all time. 15, 20 years from now when Russell Westbrook is retired, we going to eat championship or no championship. You're going to look at the numbers because numbers never lie. Championships define how great your career, how much you really carry your team and brought it to the next level. And sad to say, you know, now it looks like Oklahoma City is really trying to get that team back together so he can finish his career. Because I think he got another 8, 9 years left in him. He want to win that title, especially for Oklahoma City, and get that monkey off his back. He don't need to win multiple championships. He just need that one title, and he'd be one of the greatest. He'll be probably the greatest Thunder of all time. Russell Westbrook, even if he don't win a world title, what category are we going to put him in? Allen Iverson never won a world title. He went to the NBA Finals once. He won one game. That's the same category as Russell Westbrook. He's a Hall of Famer, retired number 3, retired as a Philadelphia 76er, and he did more bouncing around the NBA in his later part in his career. Remember, one point he was playing with the Memphis Grizzlies, and he didn't like that, and he was out of there. Then he went back to Philly and struggled. Guys, we got to be honest about that. I think us as fans, we put so much emphasis on championships, in which it is important, but there's so much small things in every game that is just so legendary, and it's just so awesome to watch. When you think about even in baseball, just on yesterday, Aaron Judge passed up Mark McGwire, the quickest to ever get to 60 home runs in his career. That's pretty amazing. When you think about, you start thinking about in the NFL, you know, everybody got they chasing different legacies. I start with my quarterback with Drew Brees. Drew Brees chasing behind, to me, Johnny Unitas and people of Dan Marino. You know, you look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady chasing behind Joe Montana to a degree. You look at Aaron Rodgers. I look at Aaron Rodgers chasing more behind modern day person who about to be in the Hall of Fame, Peyton Manning. In my opinion, you know. Carson Wentz, who he's going to be next chasing behind of. The next Tom Brady, you never know. I think Jared Goff could be the next, you know, truly, if he'd step his game up to the next level, will he be the next Drew Brees of the NFL? Could Carson be the next Tom Brady in the NFL? So who's going to be, to me, when Russell retires, who's going to be the next Russell Westbrook? Who's going to take their game to be a tenacious rebounder, an awesome passer, but still go out and get his every Sunday, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, when he has the basketball in his hand? I think there's no doubt in my mind that if Russell don't finish his career with an NBA title, which I want to see that happen, I really want to see him win an NBA title. If he don't finish his career with an NBA title, I think Russell Westbrook is still a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to play all time. He's definitely going to get him a statue at Chesapeake Energy Arena. He deserved it the most because remember James Harden, he had got traded. Kevin Durant dipped out like a sucker, and he went to Golden State. And then Russell Westbrook still weathered the storm, and he stayed, and he done some amazing things with the Thunder in Thunder history that is not going to be repeated probably for years and years to come. So I think this young man is still going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion. But on that note, guys, I think it's time to get out of here. I went a little over today than I normally would. But let me tell y'all something, bro. The playoffs are getting good. Draft is coming up, y'all. Whoo! Boy, I'm so excited about there's some type of football coming back. This is probably a good time of the year right now with the draft coming up and the playoffs in full swing. And also the lottery going to come up soon, too, for the NBA. The lottery pick. So we get ready for that as well soon. So on that note, guys, it's been real. It's this Third Down. Thank y'all for listening to the Third Down Show. Like I said, shout out to my cousin. I always like to shout him out. Mature and quietly, Daryl Dewey, who showed me a lot of love, helped me out a lot. So shout out to Cuz, man. Go follow him on YouTube, on his YouTube channel, with a lot of Madden clips. Shout out to my producer, Shaquille. I haven't heard from him in a while. Shout out to Cuz. I ain't talked to him in a while. And like I said, shout out to Full Cup Press, man. Them boys really got a lot of good stuff. And shout out to Chris, bro. Been keeping it real with me for a little while. So we're going to catch y'all back probably after New Orleans. So we might come back probably Thursday afternoon or probably tomorrow afternoon. But probably Thursday afternoon. Talk a little bit about the Pels going into that matchup Thursday night at home in Game 3. We'll be back. Probably talk a little bit more about the NFL with Dez Bryant. I heard that potentially the Saints are interested, but I don't think that's true. I think he might go to Baltimore or Washington, that little area. But we'll get into them, the NFL, sometime this week as well. And we'll be back. God bless y'all. We out here.